notion about children need to be guided. They also have an entrenched right to be whatever they want to be, and that they can achieve this only if they're given the space to dream and to live out their dreams.
Rachel?
And I am waiting for linnets and planets to fall like rain, and I am waiting for lovers and weepers to lie down together again in a new rebirth of wonder.
Lovely spring day. I would like to read a poem written by Mary Oliver. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper. I mean the one who has flung himself out of the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving his jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with his enormous and complicated eyes. Now he lifts his pale forearms and thoroughly washes his face. Now he snaps his wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is, but I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, little one, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?
Okay, and then Madeline and David.
And a woman who held a babe against her bosom said to us, "Speak to us of children." And he said, "Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you yet, they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls. For the souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to be familiar. For life goes not backward, nor carries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children of living arrows are sent. The archer sees the mark on the path of the infinite and bends you with his might, that his arrows may go swift and fall. Let your bending the archer's hand be for gladness. For even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves also the bow that is stayed.
So now that Cyrus has been circumcised and he has been officially entered into the covenant, we get to now officially call out his covenantal name, his Hebrew name, for the first time. And of course today Cyrus is being entered into the Jewish covenant. But Carolyn and Jacob not only inhabit Jewish space, they inhabit many spaces. And so by asking all of you to be here today, you are representing all the different spaces that they inhabit. And you are here not just for a passable Passover snack after this circumcision ceremony. You are here, standing here today, because you are going to take responsibility for this infant Cyrus and for his parents. Anyone who is part of a family system knows that it can't just be the two of them that helps to raise this child, that all of you, the proverbial village, will help to bring Cyrus up. But now we will give him his name. There is a place where I'm going to pause and call out some Hebrew words. I'll let you know when it is. I'll call out a Hebrew word, one, and then you'll respond with the same word. I'll call out the next one, and you'll repeat after me. Let me just tell you what you'll be saying so that you can make sure that it's something that you can grasp onto even in the widest sense. In the Hebrew, what we're going to be saying is, Hodul Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasdo. Give thanks to God, for God is great. God's grace is everlasting. And that is something that we certainly hope for Cyrus, that Cyrus lives, walks in God's grace, however he understands God from this day forward. Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu, kayem et hayeled hazeh la'aviv u'le'imo, v'yikarei shemo b'Yisrael, Tzedek ben Shira bracha v'Jacob. Yismach ha'av b'yotzecha matzav v'tagel imo b'fri v'ibnat ha'katuv, Yismach avicha v'imecha v'tagel yoladetecha. V'ne'emar, ve'evor alayach ve'erech mitposeset v'damayach, ve'omar lach v'damayach chayi, ve'omar lach v'damayach chayi. V'ne'emar, Zachar le'olam brito davar tziva le'elef dor, asher karak et Abraham u'shvorto le'Yitzchak, ve'ya'amideha li'akov l'chok le'Yisrael brit olam. V'ne'emar, ve'yamal Abraham et Yitzchak beno ben shmonat yamim ka'asher tziva oto Elohim. Okay, here's the part. Hodu.
Hodu.
La Adonai. Ki. Tov. Ki. Le'olam. Chasto. Hodu la Adonai ki tov ki le'olam chasto. Ze hakatan hakaton tzedek gadol yihiyeh. Kashem shenichnas lebrit ken yikanes leTorah lechuppah u'lema'asim tovim v'nomar, and we say Amen.
Amen.
And now I'm just going to do a loose translation in the English. Our God and God of our ancestors, sustain this child. Let him be known among the people Israel as Tzedek, the son of Shira Bracha and Jacob. May his mother be blessed with regained strength, and may both parents find joy in their child. With love and wisdom, may the two of you be privileged to teach him the meaning of the covenant which he has entered today. And may you inspire him to always seek truth and the ways of peace. Through your example, may his heart be open to Torah and to all of this world's sacred teachings and its ways. May this child, Cyrus, grow into greatness as a blessing to his family, to the Jewish people, and to all of humanity. As he has entered the covenant, so may he attain the blessings of Torah, of sacred learning, of chuppah, of the wedding canopy, and of ma'asim tovim, of good deeds. So may this be, and let us say, Amen. Take a sip of wine. You guys can take a sip of wine in celebration. And now Jacob and Carolyn are going to speak for a second about his name.
So first I'm going to speak about his English name, and I'm going to speak to him. Cyrus, you are named in honor and in loving memory of your great-grandmother, my grandmother, the grandmother of many people here, Charlotte Dorothy Udell. Charlotte Udell, this was her name from the day of her birth until the day she died. Despite conventions, she never chose to change her name. But then again, my grandma Charlotte was always ahead of her time. She cooked with tofu before it was trendy. She used a microwave over a decade before they became commonplace. And of course, she was also a second-wave feminist extraordinaire long before The Feminine Mystique was published. Charlotte Udell graduated from medical school in 1932, one of few Jews and one of only 3 women in her class. The notion that girls could be anything, preferably a doctor, was not just a political mantra in the home she and Grandpa Al created, but it was an expectation. She believed strongly in equality for all people, especially for women, and she believed strongly in social justice, which she exemplified and passed along to her bloodline of children and grandchildren. Cyrus, like your mother, Charlotte brought many babies into the world. Also like your mother, she always saw opportunities for more education and training. And so she became a psychiatrist and took care of many patients who were struggling as Holocaust survivors. Amid all of her professional drive, Charlotte also maintained a creative spirit, which she expressed through floral arrangements and culinary experiments, we'll call them. And as Dr. Rubin mentioned, she embroidered the talit that you were wrapped in, as she did for all of her grandchildren on the occasion of their B'nai Mitzvah. Though being dragged across Manhattan to the world's finest museums seems a little onerous as a 10-year-old child, I now realize this was her instilling in her grandchildren a sense of wonder and a desire for learning. We are pleased to report that it seems you have inherited one of Charlotte's great physical features, perfectly soft Udell skin. It could also be that you are a newborn, but we like to think that it's your Udell inheritance. Cyrus, In naming you after Charlotte Udell, we hope that you will grow into this world with a sense of wonder, creativity, and a commitment to justice and equality for all. This is first pacifier.
You know where the line is.
Alright. Now, Cyrus, you're named after your great-grandmother, and she was pretty old. But Cyrus the Great, a Persian king from 2,500 years ago, was no slouch either. He ruled a great empire, and there are 3 people in this room named Alex, but you need to tell them that Cyrus's empire was bigger than Alexander's. But that's not what made Cyrus so extraordinary. He was a pioneer in codifying human rights and establishing the rule of law, and he was famously kind to the communities under his rule, notably the Jewish people, your people. And they celebrated him. In the Bible, Cyrus is the only non-Jew called an anointed one. Your middle name is in honor of Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, freedom fighter and president of South Africa, one of the greatest humans of the 20th century, or indeed of any century. He died just over 1 year ago. We hope that you, in whatever way you choose, may be a part of the transformations that the world needs now and will need over the course of your life.
And finally, your Hebrew name. The Hebrew name we have chosen for you is an obvious one, Tzedek, which means simply justice. Your namesakes, Charlotte Udell and Nelson Mandela, both lived their lives with a commitment to equality and justice for all. And so we bestow upon you the Hebrew name, Tzedek.
We pray that all these many qualities that you have spoken about, there are so many, and this is clearly already a child who likes to have his voice heard. Continue to be embodied in the way that is right for this little one as he goes forward. So we are about to bring our ceremony to a close, but in the Jewish tradition, the ceremony is not actually over until you partake of the Seudat mitzvah, until you partake of the mitzvah meal. So stay around afterwards and enjoy the food and enjoy the drink, because you are the community for this little family. But we are going to finish with one last prayer. It is the priestly blessing, which is an important blessing in many faith traditions. And since this is going to be a home with this little Jewish boy who is going to grow to appreciate all that the world has to offer, it is especially appropriate that we finish with this blessing. One last thing about it is it is said by parents every Friday night at the Shabbat dinner table. So we hope that there are many Shabbats now and in the weeks and years forward that Cyrus gets to hear this priestly blessing. Carolyn will say it in Hebrew and then Jacob in it.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yinecha, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May Adonai bless you and protect you. May Adonai show you favor and be gracious to you. May Adonai show you kindness and grant you peace.
Amen. Amen. We wish this family Mazel Tov, which basically means lots and lots of good luck from this day forward. And we sing together as a way of celebrating this beautiful baby. Simin Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simin Tov, Simin Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simin Tov, Simin Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simin Tov, Yehelanu, 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 U'Lechol Yisrael, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, U'Lechol Yisrael. Simin Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simin Tov, Simin Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simin Tov, Simin Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simin Tov, Yehelanu. Mazel Tov to you and Mazel Tov to all of you here.
And thank you all so much for being here. It means so much to us to have you, our community. Welcome Cyrus into the world.
And now eat.
That is stable.